TLP TV on YouTube, and Jeff Somba the Legend on Facebook. From my right end, I have health specialist Lillian Wanjiru from Metropolitan Hospital. In between, I have Sylvia Wangeshi, and this is the psychologist's point of view. She is a psychologist. We have Gladson Madine Obwamu, Director, Ghetto Grinders Community Network, and you deal so with mental health and how are you supposed to mulching, kuongeza mbolea kona na kona. So they'll be greeting us in a short while, but this is how we begin our show here at EBN TV.
Neno la Bwana, neno la Bwana ni utajiri. Haleluya. Neno la Bwana ni taa yangu. Neno la Bwana ni mwanga wangu. Limenibeba, limenisimamisha neno. Nimelishika neno la Bwana, ninatembea na neno la Bwana. Limenihifadhi neno la Bwana, na ninakula neno. Nitatangaza hili neno la Bwana, maana lina uhai na nguvu tele. Linasimamisha na linatunza. Ukilipata umepata vyote. Neno lina utajiri.
Just joining us now. This is EBN TV, the Spheres of Life. Tonight's topic is cultivating your mind is a garden and cultivating your mental health. What is important and what is this you're supposed to know and understand when it comes to your mental health? What does your mind carry to make sure that your body does everything it should do in the right way? So we are helped by three great people here. They'll be helping us understand why your mental health is so important. And starting us off is Lillian Wanjiru. Welcome to EBN TV.
Thank you, Jeff.
You had a great day?
I did.
Great. Sylvia?
Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to be here once again. Let's go deeper into this matter. Hope you're going to learn something. As it always goes, every day is a learning day. So today, let's see what you can learn. Thank you.
Great. Gladson.
Yeah, good evening again. Leo niko na dini ya watu wa Dagoretti South. Walisema nasalimianga tu Mathare peke yake ni kama sisi hatuoshi. So watu wa Dagoretti South North led by my friend Pamela. Nimewasalimia wote and let's learn. Tulianza last week and I know today we're also going to dive into deeper into more details. And I'm just excited with this topic. Yeah.
Great. And as we can promise them, the topic is too broad, is too wide. We can not even finish today. So if there is any question that you would like to ask, or even any concern that you have towards our guests, you can even do so immediately after the show, and you get a response whichever way, but we shall make sure that you are helped in one way or the other. So we were doing mental health last time, and I know there are people watching us now for the first time as far as this topic is concerned, and we would like to do a revision or a recap of what we did last time, but I just give 30 seconds per guest to see what mental health is, and I want to start with Sylvia.
Okay, thank you so much, Jeff. Last week, we went into understanding what really mental health is when you say mental health. And for those who didn't join, today, go home knowing that mental health is a state of well-being. As saying a state, it means it can change. It can be good, it can be bad. It's a state of well-being, and when we say you have a good mental health, it means that you are able to identify your own abilities, you are able to identify your own potentials, you are able to deal with normal stresses of life, that is coping with them in a healthy way. And you're productive, you're fruitful in whatever you do in life and in the community that you're coming from. I would even go yonder today and to say, even in the country that you live in. So we discussed so much. We went deeper into discussing some signs and symptoms of people who are suffering from mental health conditions or illnesses. And we got to mention a number of the mental health conditions that we have. So I'll leave the rest to my colleagues.
I just wanted to make someone have a reflection of what mental health should look like. Lillian.
Okay, to our viewers, I want to remind you that it's always okay not to be okay, and having a mental health condition doesn't mean that you're crazy. It doesn't mean that you've been bewitched by anyone. It's normal, it's okay, it's normal, and there is always a solution to whatever you're going through. Stay tuned.
Good. Aglason, what's mental health in a nutshell?
Yeah, last week tuliongelea into broader perspective. So today I can just simply say this, that if you are able to deal with the stresses of life, kila kitu yenye happen around you, from school fees, watu wana deal na wao in the community, hapo kwa nyumba yako, if you are in control of everything, like you can have a problem and have a solution to it, uko poa. But kama uko na problems na kupata solutions inakushinda, then there's something wrong with you and you need to reach out for help before things go south.
Okay, Lillian, what is sympathy?
Sympathy is a situation whereby you find you have a person here who is going through a certain problem, and instead of thinking of how you both can do to find a solution, you find yourself like from the basis of emotion, you take the whole load to yourself, and you find that in most cases, sympathy makes you, as a person who's trying to help, it makes you break down. And that is why we always advocate for empathy. Empathy comes from a point of logic. Sympathy comes from a point of emotions, and it causes more mental damage. It causes more problems than solutions.
Okay, Sylvia, we would give an example of a person who's normal, and as Gladstone said, if you can have a problem and find solutions the same, your mental health is positive. It is good enough as you are if you can find a solution to a problem. But you find someone has been normal, as we know, but things are growing from one level to the other, things are worsening. And from normalcy to stress, what kind of stress can someone handle or which is the best stress?
The best stress?
Yeah.
I don't think we have the best stress because even good stress damages. You know, there's some people who have good stress. I'll give an example of maybe your wedding is tomorrow.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that you're just okay. You'll be stressed. But you know, you're stressed over a good thing,
Yeah.
not a bad thing. But in most cases, so many people outside here, nowadays, people don't have the good stress. They have the bad stress. And it's not how do I put it? How do I put it? Stress, you being able even to handle that good or bad stress, it means you're okay mentally. Because even that good stress can ruin you as a person. It can make you not be fruitful or productive or lively, even in that good day that you have. Yeah.
Okay, Gladson, there is something I wanted Sylvia to respond to, and this is we've seen you as the normal person, but some things are eating you too bad, and you're not you're not able to contain yourself. That is when you find there is the level of stress. Where does stress grow to go? From stress, where do we go to, and why do we have to advance from stress to another stage? I don't want to mention the stages.
Well, what I can say is simple in a layman's language. There is eustress and distress. Those are two types of stress. So with the eustress is the positive, where now you just the normal stress ameongelea hapa kama hiyo ya wedding. You are looking forward to a wedding and things are not going bad. Unajua pia unaweza kwa wedding lakini huna pesa. Wale men wameikataa washiki simu. Fundi anakuuliza ulileta trouser ama so tunaambia boss nilisema suit na ni gown umemletea. Unaweza nilikupea gown bana. Sasa suit imetoka wapi? So hizo sio stress tunaongelea. Hizo sio eustress. Eustress ni vitu zenyewe they are positive. They just make you to be a normal person. For example, you are in stress okay nafaa nilipe fee on Monday but sina. But I'm sure by Tuesday nitakuwa nayo. So if I go and do this work, things become better, okay? Then kuna hizo distress. This is a thing that you cannot even handle. Maybe changes in life, especially loss. Tuseme kwa mfano, you are wealthy. Then all of a sudden something happened. Kama wale maji libeba nyumba yote. Everything goes, you start zero. Watoto wameenda, familia imeenda. No, you're never recovering from that. Watoto wameenda. Your wife is dead. Vitu zimeenda, you need to start again. Job, ulikuwa na a good paying job. All of a sudden you don't have it. Kama vile Trump aliingia akaambia watu wote wenye under USAID, go back to your families. So definitely you don't have mahali pengine pa kazi. So you need to survive. So such, unapatanga mara mingi zinakuingiza kwa ile pressure ya now, what will I do? You see, so ukiingia kwa hiyo ndo saa distress inaanza kukufanya you start losing your self worth and value. Kila mtu alikuwa anakuita kiongozi, all of a sudden hiyo kiongozi hakuna. Wewe ndo unaanza kuomba, how will I start begging? I've been helping people. Utaanza kuambia wewe nisaidie. So with that unapata kwamba now you go under. Once you go under, you start doing all these things. Sometimes it can lead to various diseases, but the most common one is depression. Yeah, that's the most common one when it comes to such kind of stress. Because sasa utaanza ku lose vilikuwa tunasema last week pleasure in those things you used to love. Then kuna excessive sadness. Unakuwa na mood ya sadness. Unajihurumia. How will I recover without my wife? Watoto wangu wameenda na maji, nyumba imeenda na vitu zote ndani. So unapata kwamba with that in mind, then mwenyewe maybe una kazi, unaanza kuimagine how will I recover all these things. So with that, hiyo excessive sadness inaweza fanya sasa you fall down to depression.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Gladson. Lillian, I'm still looking for something. Where does stress grow to? Which is do you have elasticity when it comes to stress?
Okay. To simply say the difference between stress and depression. Okay, stress, most times you find that when you're stressed, for real you know that I'm not okay. Yeah. Because you can perceive like I'm not just me. But with depression is usually subconscious. Stress is conscious, depression is subconscious. With depression, you find, okay, for example, I can observe you and say that, you see Jeff mwenye najua. Reason being, as you walk, you're speaking to yourself, but you don't know that you're speaking to yourself. So depression is subconscious, stress is conscious. Yeah.
Okay. Sylvia, as you've said, there's no good stress, and people are stressed every day because of maybe the economic topography and the layout that we have in the government that we have, sometimes you find you may meet someone having, we call it, is it monologue? Yes. You find I'm just alone. Like there is a time I met a person drunk. Let me not call them drunkards. I've met someone, an old man drunk, and he was just speaking alone kwa kabarabara. Hizi za kwa kichaka tu. Yani, we just met in a place. Kama kuna kagiza unaweza kimbia hata wewe. So I asked the guy, what is the problem? I was in Form 3. The mzee told me, tulikuwa tumezoeana, he told me that when you find, you meet a mlevi speaking alone, they always think wako kwa ile kikao wametoka. So I'm explaining things to know what will you notice has changed in me to notice that I'm stressed up.
Previously, last week, we gave some signs and symptoms.
Yeah.
And I've loved the way Lilian has put it, because you seen some changes in you. You having stress, you won't behave normally, you won't interact normally, you won't behave normally as you always do. There are some changes that someone can notice that you have. Eating disorders. That one we talked about it last week. Some, when they're so stressed, they don't sleep, or someone sleeps. You know, there's some things that we call sources of nourishment, and when we go to train people, we normally ask people, what do you do when you feel stressed? And someone will tell you, me, I just sleep the whole day. I sleep, then I wake up, then I sleep, then I sleep, then I sleep. So that way I'll feel okay. But now, when you sit down and you know this person does not sleep like this, then you'll definitely know that this person is undergoing something, and that something is stress. You know, it all starts from a point of stress before it gravitates to be something else. So stress is noticeable. You can really notice it. You as yourself, you can notice it, because there are moments when you're stressful, you just feel low. You just feel low. You just feel you don't want to talk to anyone. You just feel nothing is pleasant. Nothing is giving you hope. Nothing is giving you morale. There's that sense of unworthiness. There's that sense of hopelessness. There's that sense of not hoping for tomorrow, you know. So it's something someone can notice from within, and someone from outside can also notice, because we are social beings, you know. The number of times I've seen you, there's something definitely I know about you. So when I meet you and I don't see that spark that I normally see, then I'll question myself, what's wrong with Jeff today? So there's that. There are just glimpses of things that will show and prove to you as you, as an individual, that something is not okay, and even to others who are seeing you.
Okay, good. The other one, that is something Sylvia's mentioned about you having your self-worthness. And now when it comes to stress and levels of stress that you can't contain yourself, you feel that your self-esteem goes down. How do you recover from that, and maybe regaining to self-esteem, having a self-worth, even if it's getting back bit by bit?
The main thing in acceptance. Once you accept the situation, because even healing comes with acceptance. Kwamba I'm sick. So from seeking, once you accept that mimi ni mgonjwa, you'll be able to seek help. You'll be able to look at things now from a different angle. Ya kwamba, okay, it may happen. Now, should I stay in this situation, or should I do something about it? Now, if I stay in this situation, what will change? If I attempt to do something, what will change? So, with that, because once your self-worth is down, namaanisha kwamba kuna mahali ulikuwa. Now you can only get better when you start going there, or you have that feeling within you kwamba I am heading there. For example, tuseme kwa mfano, you are used to people telling you are ugly. playing with your physical appearance and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then you get into a new society whereby now they tell you how beautiful you are, how worthy you are. Hata wewe mwenyewe when you do things hapo kwa community, people are appreciating you. So people, these are small compliments will also beef up your self-esteem. So in the same way, the person who had low self-esteem, maybe in any mental illness alikuwa nayo, like amfanya ka feel like I'm not a good person to society. So one of the things accept, now get back to this community, sema, now what can I do to make myself feel worthy again? So one of them ni, how can I change my community? Can I be a story? Can I be a testament? That's why napata wengine wanakuwa ambassadors. Mtu anasema kwamba I'll be giving my story to other people to inspire them. So once you do that, mtu atakuja kuambia, by the Jeff, ile story yako imenijenga. Unaona? Ulisema mpaka nikafeel tu ni mimi. So now mpaka nimefeel I can now get up and do something. So now hiyo feedback akikupea, unaweza kufeel wait. So actually I can inspire people. That is one. Two, when you go to your counselor, then you have this talk. You always find these avenues whereby now anajaribu kukuelezea, mnajaribu kufind, because it's a journey. Recovery is a self journey, and no one can tell you how to recover. Only you can do that. So when he or she takes you through that process, utapata so many avenues za kucheer yourself up. Utaanza kufind other new ways of doing things. So, Silva ameongelea kuhusu sources of nourishment. Hizo ni vitu that just make you happy or just fine tune your mood from a bad one to a good one. So unapata kwamba when you notice them, unaanza kuzifanya pole pole. Then it's a gradual process. Just celebrate yourself from zero. Ukitoka usaisi uko zero, ukienda 1, celebrate yourself. Ukienda 2, celebrate yourself. Each and every achievement, be your own cheerleader. Then kitu ya mwisho ni you close yourself out from all those kelele za nje. Because not everyone understands your journey, and not everyone understands what you're trying to do. So as long as it's making sense to you and people are accepting you, focus on them. Wachana na naysayers, because musema anything that you do, people will talk. Jeff ukinipea thao, mimi kuna yule mwenye atasema asante. Kuna watu wawili hapa, sio? Huyu atasema Jeff ni kind. Mwingine atasema Jeff anapeana ndio huyu tujue yako na do. So I get. So everyone will say something about what you've done. So if you focus on each and every one of them, if you focus too much on them, you'll never be happy. So wewe angalia yule mwenye anaku appreciate, work with that. Sema as long as we ameona the impact, it's enough. So you move from there, then continue, be consistent. Uki find something that gives you joy, be consistent with it until you exhaust. Then from there you'll find even more branches where by now sasa utaanza kufeel as much as people are appreciating you, then you are seeing the positive results. Utapata your self-worth inapanda juu pole pole.
Sure. Lillian, you are the specialist. What is the remedy for stress?
The first thing, as he said, is to accept yourself. Accept that you're not okay, because it's only from that point that you'll be able to seek necessary help. Secondly, seek now the help that you need to seek. If it means speaking to people, changing your environment, you already know your problem, so seek help as it's needed. Thirdly, find something that can motivate your inner self, because any person, there is something we say that in every human being there is an urge to feel wanted, to feel needed, to feel important. So find something that you can do that will make you add value, as you say, to the society. Find it. And then fourthly, shield yourself. I like the way he gave the explanation that no matter what you do, people will always speak. There will always be someone who is there to say something negative about you. So it's your own responsibility to save, like, this is what I want to sink in me, this is what I'm not gonna listen to. So shield yourself, protect yourself. Yes.
Sylvia, what is the effect of seeking approval from people?
Oh my God. Seeking approval can make you
or
die.
Acceptance.
First, there's something I wanted to add from what Gladson had talked and what Lillian has just mentioned about getting back to that point of self-worthiness. There is something that I really believe in, the power of affirmations. Affirm to yourself. Because sometimes you might want to hear someone tell you how good you are, but you don't have anyone, you know? Sometimes you might want the world to shout at your ears how perfect you are, but that world is busy doing something different. So be your number one cheerleader and be your number one support system. You know? And what I believe is if you are there for yourself, you'll be there for others, and your eyes will be open to see how many people are there for you. But if you yourself are not there for others, where will you be seen? So I feel the affirmation part is really important, because anytime you are firm, you're beautiful, you can do it, you are able, it builds something from the inside that cannot be shaken by anyone. It builds something that even that negative comes, you can fight it, or it can't even bother you, because whatever is inside of you, you've built it, you've taken years, you've taken time, you've taken sacrifice for you to make it authentic the way it is. So note it down. Affirmations is really key. Positive ones. There are some people who confess negatively, but I would really urge you to speak what you want to see in you. If you want to see brilliance, speak it. If you want to see wisdom, tell yourself that you're wise. What was the question again?
It was about seeking, like, every time you want to do something, you want people to comment what you've done. Even if it's good, we always expect people to comment good things towards us, or anything that good we've done. But should we always seek approval? Because sometimes if we push ourselves to expecting approvals, we're doomed to fail, or even feel disappointed in one way or the other. So what does approval do in someone's life when it comes to stress?
I think, or I feel validation or approval is the beginning, or it's the door now for that stress. That approval, it's a door that you're opening now to experience the stress wholesomely. You shouldn't seek validation. Validation should just come at your doorstep. It is just like life rewards, life rewards. And don't tell life how it should reward you. It's just like in school. What you answered in that answer sheet, if it is the correct answer, then you'll get the correct marks. It is same with life. Whatever you do, and you know that whatever I've done, it's good. Do it because it's good. Don't do it because it will please Jeff. Don't do it because it will please Gladson. Then I'm not doing it for the good. I'm doing it for someone else to see. And that shows that you don't believe in yourself. That will show that Sylvia does not believe in herself, because why does she want me now to validate whatever she's doing? And it gets to a point that now someone who seeks validation becomes toxic, even in relationships, even in workplaces, because this person, the mindset is already stuck on, if I do this, I must hear a congratulation. But not everyone is there to congratulate you. The joy comes from within. Once you've done something good, feel the joy from within. Don't expect, because people have so much to do in their lives. I can't be there always to clap for you. I can be happy for you, but you just know that I'm happy for you. And if me being happy for you is me telling you that you've done good today, tomorrow, then you will never grow. Because if there's no one that will validate you tomorrow, then you won't have a reason to do something good tomorrow, because there's no one to validate you. So it's really risky.
Thank you. You've done it well. Lilian, you have something to add on top of approval, validation, and seeking acceptance from people?
Well, I hope you've ever noticed that when something good is coming up at the infancy stages, it tends to attract negative energies from people. So if you want to grow, if you want to be something great in life, like, you have to kill that ideology of people have to like me, people have to approve of what I'm doing. You just have to do away with it, because people will not always like it. They'll never like it. And besides, it's always easy when you do it for yourself, as compared to when you're doing it for people. You'll never satisfy people. Secondly, remember what we said. I hope I said it here, that what dominates your subconscious mind is what determines how your physical life will be.
Yeah.
Now, if you're always depending on people to give you validation, as she said, assuming they don't, you'll always interpret that as something negative.
Yeah.
So you'll just helping your subconscious mind to have negative energy. There is no point in doing that. Just love yourself. Just know that whatever you're doing, as long as your intentions are right, as long as you're coming from a good point, life will reward you. Yes.
That's great, and I think we should be finishing that point with a glass. Remember, you're watching EBN TV, The Spheres of Life, and this is Cultivating Your Mental Health. On social media platforms, TLPTV on YouTube and Jeff Somba the Legend on Facebook. What you're doing today is so important in your health, and this is your mental health. So, Gladson, we want to seek approval, we want to seek validation, and I want to be accepted. I want people to do relations to me. What is the effect of that?
First, I'll say this. If you see someone seeking validation from other people, they're suffering from self-esteem issues. They have them. It means they're not even sure of what they're doing. They're not sure if they're doing the correct thing. They're not sure if what they're doing is supposed to be done in the first place, or even they're doubting their abilities to just articulate or maybe do something that is worthy. So once you, I will say this, and this comes from I can blame it on our parents and the society that where we grow in. You see, if a child grows with a situation here, I must ask mother, I must ask for dad. Lazima niulize mtu fulani kitu nifanye. Mama nifue, mama nifanye homework, mama nifanye sijui nini. Hizo vitu zote, someone a second sound must tell you something for you to do. Hiyo inamaanisha kwamba you are never given your space to be creative and just be able to do your own stuff. Unaona? Then unafanya alafu unakuja, mama ona nimetengeneza gari, ona nimefanya kitu fulani, ona nimefua. Then your mom anakufunza, or your parents or guardians wanakufunza just how to be you from infancy. So ukifunza from there, it's always easier. So if you seek validation ukiwa mtu mkubwa, so many people will disappoint you. Because as I said earlier, in anything that you do, people will talk about, will have something to say.
Sure.
So how many times will you be going to those people to be telling you that? Then number three, many people know this, that when there are so many heads, decision making becomes terrible, because you'll always be looking at we anasema yake, we anasema yake, we anasema yake. So we will start now kuangalia ile situation ya nitakuwa na hesabu kwa watu 10. Sita wakisema iko mzuri nafanya. Sita wakisema ni mbaya sifanyi. You see? So you will never know. And we are always told that you will never know if you succeeded or not if you don't do it.
Sure.
So the thing is just do it. As long as it's something that is legal and it's something that is impactful. We work in the community, and our community wanga tunafanya assessment after. The first thing we always do, look at the need. What is the need? People have this need in the society. So I don't need someone to tell me atifanya ama usifanye. The need is there. So if there is the need, now I look for ways of doing it based on my resources, not because of how they want it. So after there, then to evaluate, we'll do self-evaluation. Be your own critic. Don't let everyone else be your critic, because when unajua tu, so kwa mfano kuna mtu mwenye anabrushing viatu, kuna tu venye akibrush ana feel mimi nimeifanya better. Hata wewe ifanye aje atasema hapana, mimi nikifanya nikupoa. Kuna mwingine akipika ana feel to my cooking is the best. So hata wewe upike aje ronke. So be your design ya kwamba you are the best, you can do the best no matter what people say. Jesus was here. He did a lot, and not everyone approved of his work. So if he went through that, given that the miracles he alifanya, many people saw. But still at the end of the day, walisema yeye ni fake. So wewe mwenyewe ukijieka hapo, kwa kwamba people need to emulate you, people need to approve you, people need to be positive. Kuna mmoja atakupiga na negative, hata utawahi fanya kitu kingine tena ever in your life. You will now feel like, unajua negative na hit sana kuliko hata positive. Unaweza pata 4 positives, lakini mmoja mtu ataitoa na hasira zake zote za frustration of life ile pande nyingine, ita cancel the 4. So unaona hata kama ungekuwa unafanya kitu cha maana, you will not do it. So yes, validation can be good depending on the circumstance, but don't base your everything on the, you putting your eggs in one basket. Usiweke ati mimi, if people don't approve me sitafanya. Do it regardless, as long as it is legal and you feel that if I do this I will be satisfied as a person and it will have an impact. Hata kama itaokoa mtu mmoja is fine. It doesn't need to okoa the whole community.
Okay. So hiyo umesema ni kuweka mayai yako kwa kikapu kimoja na upewe mtu wa nduthi. Now, I'm not reading comments here, but I see some concerns here. There are 2 questions before we do another thing. We're supposed to respond to the same. And let me read one comment from Sharon Fisher, impacting more lives. Na hapo mbele amesema leo Jeva ako smart bwana. Last time I did a t-shirt because it was a holiday. Siawa, you're so keen on what we are doing here. Thank you. And Sharon, again, she's saying, after recovery, depression tends to recur. How can someone cope with that? And I think everyone will answer this. Okay, yeah. Depression is like you don't trust that kitu imeisha. So after imeisha, it's like you are healed. After you are healed, unafikiria, it's like, nimepona kweli, kama sijapona. So it reoccurs. So how are we supposed to cope with that? It's a question from Sharon Fisiawa. I start with Sylvia.
Okay, one thing I'll say is the moment you believed that you're suffering from that depression and you decided to seek help, and now you accepted, you went for that help, you were told that you need help, and you accepted that. Yeah. For real, you need help. And now you've started the journey of healing or recovery from depression. Yeah. How much more effort are you ready to put in as a person for your recovery? You know, many people tend to rely on the person who is going to help you, maybe the psychologist or maybe the counselor. You know, now, because you know, when I'll go for counseling, all will be well. Now, whatever the counselor will tell you, that now is the base for your healing. You know, forgetting that you have a part to play as a person, and that part is really important. One of the things that you need to do as a person, do not go back to the environment that caused you to have that depression. If there are people, stay away from them. If it is a circumstance, move out of it. If it is a place, vacate. If it is impossible, do something that will not take your thoughts there. You know? The most reason for the recurrence of depression is because people, one I've said, is relying on the other person who is helping you to get the recovery, and that should not so. That should not be so. You need to play a part, and the bigger part is yours because you're the person who is ailing. You know. So if you'll wait for the counselor to tell you do this, go avoid this and this and this and this, some of them go with whatever they have been told in the mind, but they don't do it in actions. If you don't do it, then don't expect to get healed. Because one thing that you normally say, when I come to a counselor or a psychologist or a therapist, this person, when they talk to me, you going outside of that door, you will feel completely healed. You will feel, oh my God, for the first time, someone has understood where I'm coming from. Someone is understanding what I'm feeling because he or she is a professional in that which he or she is doing. But you forget where you're going back. You're not going back with her. You're not going back with him. And some of us are going back to the same circumstances, to the same people, because some are going through depression because of family. You're going back to that house, you're going back to that spouse, you're going back to that partner, you're going back to that office. You know, the surroundings have not changed. So it is you as a person to decide now to change. You know? Change and take part. Be the ringleader of your healing. Don't heal in your mind, heal even in action. You know, actualize that which is in your mind and that which is in your heart. That way, you will build a solid rock of healing that is unshakable. But now when you visualize it, but it's not there, then you won't enjoy the healing totally. It will recur, because now you've not dealt with the roots. You've just dealt with what came out of the roots, but now you've not uprooted the roots. You know, you need first to uproot the roots because once you uproot the roots, then the growth is not going to happen again.
Okay, good. Lillian.
Okay, I want the lady to understand, first of all, that sinking into depression is usually a process. It's never an overnight thing.
Yeah.
And the only way you reverse a process is through another process. So the first thing is you're supposed to do is to be patient with yourself. It's okay to feel it's like the depression is recurring. First of all, be patient with yourself. Understand that sometimes it takes some time.
Yeah.
Secondly, it's also important to do analysis, because as she's saying, if for example you've been, whatever made you to sink into depression is a relationship that was not working, what are you still doing in that relationship? If it was your workplace, it's always good to prioritize your health over any other thing. If it was your workplace, why not shift? You understand?
Yeah.
So in as much as you're being patient with yourself, also do analysis so that you may understand, because sometimes you just have to change. Change is what is required. Not every time, but sometimes it is the change that will help you come out of what you're going through to avoid recurrence even in the future.
Okay, that's
Okay, what I'll say is simple. When you find depression recurring, kuna tu vitu mbili.
Yeah.
One, when you are through the medication process, you didn't do it to completion. Maybe uliwachia mahali. Then two, you are still surrounded by the triggers that were there before. So you hujazitoa. For example, unapata kwamba kuna vitu zinakukumbusha where you are.
Yeah.
It's kama zina open the old wounds. For example, unapataga vitu very basic. Mimi naambianga watu hivi, especially for example, sema ulikuwa unapigwa, you suffered violence, na hiyo kitu ilikurudisha nyuma. And there is a sport that ulikuwa unapigiwangwa. Or kuna setup ya nyumba yenye ukiingia hivi unaona ndio hii. Yeah, you can just do a simple organization of the same house. Kama kitanda iko huku, leta huku. Kama kuna dining huku, unaleta huku. Ukiingia kwa nyumba tunaonekana ni mpya.
Yeah.
Unaona? So all the triggers zilikuwa pale zitapotea. That's funny. It's that simple, funny and but ina work. Then two, kuna what we call attention plus focus brings an intensification of something. So if you focus on your problems, if you focus on things that you ulikuwa una heal from, unaanza kuziangalia, unadu na wengine unazi note down. We are into seeing, we are niambie hivi. So umeanza kufocus on them. Then you put attention to them, but wait, na mbona ulikuwa unanifanyia hivi? Mbona vitu fulani. So unaona, so zile vitu zilikuwa zimelala, because once ulifanyiwa kitu, they are stored in your brain. Haziendagi popote. They're just there in your subconscious. So once you start focusing on them, the brain will bring them to the conscious. Na zikuja kwa conscious, utapata ni kama ni kwamba you are now suffering a fresh a depression attack. Unapata? So unaanza kukuwa na hizo issues. So the thing inakuanga hivi, one, remove all the triggers. Kama ni nyumba, if you can, kama ni house, hiyo nyumba inakupatia hizo vitu, you can even shift. Enda kwa new environment too. If it's the community inakupatia problem, also shift from there. If it is you as a person, anytime una feel hizo episodes ni kama zinakuja, find something to do. That's what tunaongelea hapa, sources of nourishment. Either find a person, find a hobby, or something itakufanya tu you forget hizi vitu. Ama itakuchange your mood. Because pia inamaanisha kwamba there is a probability kwamba stay in the same place for long, then your body imeanza kureact negatively. So zile thoughts zinaanza kukuja. But once you beat that energy out, unapata kwamba inasaidia. Now lastly, if you do all these things, then it still is not working, then it's time now you start seeking help, because probably there is something that is inside of you yenye bado huku address. There is something that needs addressing, and once you go to a counselor or a psychologist, you'll find that through the process utaanza ku notice, wait, okay, nilideal na hii, but kuna kitu kingine ipi imebaki, or you are still doing the same things the same way, expecting different results.
Yeah, sure. And we have the final concern from Daina Mwania. How can you help someone going through depression but they can't share it or trust anyone with their story? 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute.
The first question here to ask, so that I may be able to understand that person, is one, why are you afraid of sharing? Because sometimes you find that the reason as to why people are afraid of sharing their stories is because they've been betrayed before. I came to you as a friend or as whoever you are, and I told you, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, and you went to expose me to people, and you used my story against me. First of all, why are you afraid of sharing? If that is what happened, then you have to just change the person with whom you're sharing your information with. Understand that it's not every person who's wicked, it's not every person who's bad.
Yeah.
That is how you beat that fear. Secondly, some of the reasons as to why people are afraid of sharing is because of their personalities. You find that introverts suffer most in this scenario. An introvert will always find it hard to open up because they've just been used to doing life with themselves. Speaking to introverts, this is what I have to say, that when it comes to your health, just keep your personality away because your health will not respect your personality. We say that facts never respect ignorance. Seek for help. Seek for help for your own good.
Good. Sylvia.
Okay. The person knowing that they're suffering from depression, that's a good gesture.
Yeah.
And it means that person, if they get the right audience, they will speak up. Because even for one to accept, someone who is not ready to talk about depression says, I'm not depressed. But if they acknowledge that they are depressed, then there's a glimpse of hope that this person can seek help. The only reason that is causing them not to seek help is the way Lillian has put it. Maybe this person has been talking to people and people use their stories against them or they stigmatize them because some people who get depressed, last week we said that some fear because they think when I stay too long with a depressed person, I'm going to get depressed, So some tend to face stigmatization. And one thing I'll try to tell people is don't judge. Do not be judgmental because this person might be fearing to talk because of one reason or another. This person has never experienced a safe space. So first things first, be a safe space to this person. And being a safe space to someone does not mean that now I'm your safe space, now you can tell me everything. It does not mean that way. Being a safe space to someone is that person feels safe whenever you are around or whenever they are around you. That's okay. That's healing. Because anytime you relate with someone, you get you get a new impression of someone, Small, and the acts of kindness, it soothes the heart. Someone may not be ready, and you can't force someone to be ready.
Sure.
You cannot force that someone to be ready. And do not try to put that person in your shoe because they might not fit. Because sometimes the load is too heavy for someone to carry. Most of the load of depression, my God, is too heavy. So first of all, be a safe space to this person. Second of all, try as much as you can to be empathetic. Be mindful of how you talk to them. Be mindful of what you say to them, the kind of tone that you use when you're talking to them. Because these are the tiny things that we think that do not matter, but they matter the most. How you talk, the kind of words that you use, it really matters a lot. And be that person for that someone. Good thing that you're able to see that this person is undergoing depression, and them asking that question, it means they're ready to be there for that person. So for one, be patient. Be patient. If you're ready to walk this journey with that person that is depressed, be patient. Be a safe space. And always remember, being a safe space does not mean that this person should tell you everything, how they're feeling and all that. Then be empathetic, not sympathetic. Because when now you fall into sympathy, you'll be too depressed people. So be empathetic, be patient, and small. By reason of grace, this person will come and will just pick up.
Great. Be empathetic, not sympathetic. Okay, good. Glasson, 1 minute.
Okay, so what I can say is when someone fails to speak, one of them has been mentioned here, it means he or she spoke to the wrong person wakati fulani and ameacha kutrust watu. Then two, also unapata maybe yeye ni mtu mwenye amependa kujiekea vitu yeye mwenyewe. Ana feeling like I can do them by myself. So na kwa mfano mimi niko napenda ngai mfano ya watu wenye wako shule. Mayo na chopi anajua maths then mwalimu all of a sudden analeta hesabu yenye haijulikani, then mwenye anajua ni mtu backbench. So hapo Ethiopia na uangalia hivi like, so how can I tell this person anifunze hii hesabu? So hapo inakuwa ngumu. Yes, because hiyo nguvu like the audacity ya kuuliza backbencher nifunze hii sijui wanakosa. So unapata mtu kama huyu probably ni mtu alikuwa amezoea kukuwa on top. So all of a sudden now the tables have turned. Now ni his or her time to seek help. So mtu kama huyu ni ngumu sana kufanya hivyo. However, when someone is not willing to speak up, the best thing ni just be there. Let them create this story. Unamwambia, for example, unamwambia, what do you want us to do? Or what do you like to happen in this situation? Okay, do you think you need help? Now what type of help do you need? Do you need to talk to someone? Or what do you want to do? Sinapata. So such probing questions utampata kama ni mtu mwenye mlikuwa mna have a normal conversation, mta have from there. Then after there ataanza kukutrust, but wait. If pole pole utapata anaanza ku open up. But ukienda tu pale mwambie, by the way uko depressed, hata una mood, sebu niambie shida ni nini. Already ana feel like mtu ananielewa kweli. But once una move na kwa hii barabara na yeye ndio dereva, itafika pressure kwambie, by the way acha tu nikwambie ukweli. Unaget ataanza ku open up because Asha feel kwamba I am comfortable with this person, now I can tell. Or two, you are too familiar. Unajua kuna watu wenye mko familiar sana mpaka ana feel huyu nikimwambia hizi vitu hapana, hata feel comfortable na wewe. So hapo ndio unapatanga mpeleke in unfamiliar territory. Mwambie okay, mimi 1 2 3 4 5 maybe what do you think can happen? Atakwambia mimi I can speak but to a certain person. So mpeleke pale. So in a nutshell, the thing should be don't force the person. No, because medication, seeking help is personal. Medication is also personal. Mtu akisema hataki huyu daktari anataka huyu, there's nothing you can do about that. So hata in case ukimforce something happens, it will fall back to you. So the end of the day, we just be patient with them as we have been told here. Then always be on the probing part. Wewe muulize tunataka tufanyaje? Wewe unaonaje? Una feel aje? So hivyo tu, with those small questions and small talks, eventually he or she will come through.
Great. And let me read a few comments here. Then I give you 30 seconds. Package you have the most important thing for mental health. I give you 30 seconds. Then we do the crowning. We have Diana, good evening, host, and the team. Karibuni tena EBN, following from Eastlands. We have Felicitas tuned in from Kayole. Iyo ya Dina ilikuwa swali sitasoma. We have Elizabeth watching Paramount Topic. We have Grace, Liz, Shiro. Good evening, following from Kanunga, Kiambu. Good job. Sharon, yes, kindness and acceptance, personal growth. Thank you so much, our panelists. Future vizuri. Okay, ingine ya fishawa sitasoma. Then okay, let me read this for you so that we don't take much on that. You're well packaged. Final word.
Okay, what I want to conclude with is this: to the general public, I wish that we manage how we use our social media, because we'll come to discover that in the current world, what is causing a lot of mental health issues is social media. So that pressure that you're getting from social media is not necessary. So let us manage our social media. Let us manage what we watch. Let us manage our belief system on the same. And as I wait up, can I say hi to someone?
Yes, you can.
Let me say hi to Grace. She's watching. Let me say hi to my mom also. So thank you so much. Till next time.
What you do at Metropolitan, we also want to know what you do. That is part of you.
At Metropolitan Hospital, I am a health promotion specialist. What a health promotion specialist does basically is to any approach that can be employed to ensure that the health of people generally is improved. The most effective tool we use is health communication, because we say the bridge between action and the bridge between a problem and action is information. So we provide people with information like what we're doing right now. Yes.
Good.
So that is what we basically do, among many other things. Yes.
Good. Sylvia?
I'll tell you, all those who are watching, believe in yourself. Be that strong person from inside. You know, there are people who are very strong in the outside, but in the inside, when they sit alone, and think of themselves, oh my God.
Yeah.
You meeting those people in their quiet places, in their hidden places, you'll get astonished and surprised. So today I'm going to challenge you. That person, that happy soul, that brilliant brain that you are in the outside, make sure that you are in the inside. Put so much love inside, and that way you'll give even outside. Be so strong mentally, because when you are mentally strong, you can achieve anything. Me meaning mentally strong is be a person who can stand with his or her own yes, and someone who can say no. If something does not make sense to you, have the potential, have the courage to say no. Many people are struggling with a two-lettered word, no. No is very powerful. People don't know, and that's why I feel people get discouraged, people get low self-esteem, unworthiness, because they never said no when they were required to say no. Don't just flow. Flow by reason of who you are, you know, and invest so much to yourself. Invest so much to yourself. That is when now you will bloom even in the outside. Thank you so much for hosting us once again. I'll give my shout outs to Stephanie, Andrew, she's watching me, and McQueen. I love you so much.
Thank you. Last one.
My parting shot is simple. Congratulations for reaching this far. As long as you're alive, you can always change something about yourself. So one of them is mental health. Tulisema hapa kwamba mental illnesses ni kama ugonjwa yoyote ile. Just like malaria, iko na symptoms zake. The same with mental illnesses, iko na symptoms zake. And they are treatable. They are treatable, kuna dawa. So alafu lastly, let us stop being judgmental. People who are going through mental illnesses, they are not a burden. They are not bewitched, na sio watu ambao ni aliens. They're just normal human beings like each and every one of us. And if we give them the support, the care that they need, they'll be better people and they'll be integrated back to the society na wafanye kazi normally kama yule mtu mwingine. So don't hate yourself, don't beat yourself. If you are suffering from any mental illnesses, there is help. Just seek help. Find people that you can trust, people that you can talk to. Me wanasema hivi, it's better for you to keep quiet than talk to the wrong person, because if you talk to the wrong person, they will lead you astray. So do exercises, eat well, sleep enough, 7 to 8 hours, use 12 hours, 13 hours, no, just do 7 to 8 hours, then look for something to do, especially to the youth. My youth wengi sasa hivi wanasema hakuna kazi. No one can give you job without experience. So go intern, and ufanye mahali something like inakupatia hata mapato mingi, just to gain the experience, just to feel useful and important about yourself and each and everything that you do. Lastly nikisema hivi ya kwamba also there is help. If your friend is going through trouble or you are going through trouble, there is help. If you cannot get it outside there, you can find us on our social media, especially pale kwa Gladson Madin on all social media platforms. Alafu Ghetto Grinders Community Network. DM us in all our social media platforms and tell us your problem, and we will try to our level best to link you to a counselor or refer you to further help. Don't die alone. We are here for you.
Good.
Yep.
Watu wawili usipigwe.
Let me say hi to my mom, Judith Absaki. I know you're watching me. Nakupenda sana. See you at home. And also to my sister, Happiness. Kusalimia in this show. Let me help salimia you today. Yes.
Thank you. That's a great one. And thank you people for coming. And we've had a specialist point of view. We've had a psychologist point of view and a director's point of view. And this is your mental health, EBN TV, the Spheres of Life, Jeff Kimayu. You're all still next time. We bless your night and have a lovely week. Goodbye and good night.